In this video today, I'd like to talk about the importance of checking your block when you get it back from the machine shop. Never take for granted that the machine shop cut everything or bored and honed everything to what it should be. You need to check it yourself. And I'm making this video today because I'm going to show you an example of it. I'd like to start out with showing you my dowel bore gauge that I use. This is my dowel bore gauge that I check the cylinders with, and I set this gauge using this height gauge over here. When you purchase this height gauge, it'll come with multiple size blocks in it, so you can check, I think it's 4 to 6 inches or 4 to 8 inches or something like that, but it's more than you ever need for an engine block. Excuse me. Anyway, today I was checking cylinders today with this dowel bore gauge, which I already have set to the size I need. And when I dropped it in the cylinder, I noticed that these cylinders were anywhere from 0.5 thousandths to 1 thousandths tight. And I'd like to show you that now. So we're going to drop this down into a cylinder. And remember, I've already set this gauge to the size that I want. If I can get this camera to focus. You can see right there that cylinder there was about 0.5 thousandths small. Smaller than what it should have been. Let's check this one here. Same thing. We're about 0.5 thousandths smaller than we should have been. Now that with this dowel bore gauge, when you got it set to your size, you can check your cylinders for out of round, taper in the cylinders and whatnot. And that's something we'll cover at a later date. But also, when you get your block back from the machine shop, you can use these same tools to check your oil bearing clearance on your crankshaft and your main bearings and whatnot. Really the purpose of today's video is just to tell you to never take for granted that your machine shop did the job properly. This block will go back tomorrow to the machine shop, and I'm going to have them cut another 0.5 thou to 1 thousandths out of it. When I assemble an engine, I'm very fussy about my piston to wall clearance, my ring gap on my piston rings, and my oil clearance on the crankshaft. Those are a lot of things that guys never check, and they overlook it, and they take it for granted. In some later videos, we will cover how to check oil clearance, and we'll get more in depth in checking your cylinders. And we'll probably do that when I get this block back from the shop and the cylinders are correct. Because right now they are a little undersized and they're a little more out of round than I would like them to be. The key to any good engine assembly is proper machine work and keeping everything clean and lubing everything that should be lubed as you assemble it, which we will cover in another video. But just for now, I wanted to stress the importance of checking everything when you get it back from your machine shop. And these tools aren't that expensive. I think I paid about $100 for this, $200 for this, and it came with all the blocks to set the height. And this is the case for my dowel bore gauge. It comes with all the different size ends I need for different size cylinders. For $300 in tools sitting right here, I can check everything on my engine block that I need to check to make sure the machine shop did their job properly. And like I said, we'll get into more bearing clearances and all that at a later date. I just wanted to stress again, everything should be checked, and this is why. Because out of all 8 cylinders here, I got some that are 0.5 thou up to 1 thousandths undersize. and I've already measured my pistons, and I'm not going to have the piston to wall clearance that I want in this engine. So I will take it back to the shop and have them take more out of it. Thanks for watching.